What's up, everybody? It's AidenMC3 here today, and I'm going to be reviewing some of the new Creation Club content that got released today. Now, originally, I recorded a video where I played through the content. After I had already played through it once, to understand what was going on, I then reloaded to an older save and played through it all again. Then I found out that I recorded 41 minutes of a black screen. So now, I'm just going to be, in the shop menu here, explain my likes and dislikes and explain some of the puzzles for you people out there. Now, let's look at some of the new items. First off, we have the good old solar cannon. Now, this cost, I believe, 400 Creation Club credits. So, it does cost some, but as you might see, it's an astoundingly awesome tail. What does that mean, you ask? Well, an astoundingly awesome tail means it comes with a quest. A big quest, actually. So let me try to explain it. So the game starts up, and you get the quest, Burned on the River. And you get directed to the South Boston military checkpoint. There, you're going to find a note. A dead gunner, by the name of, I believe it's Jack, who has two notes on him. One called Gunner Jack note, and one called Sarge's Clue Number 1. In Gunner Jack's note, it explains that they are part of a gunner group of 5: Sarge, Ace, Deuce, Jack, and Queen, and Sarge. And that they recently found out that Sarge has been They found a note from Sarge saying that he's been hiding loot, and all the loot is supposed to be split equally. So, Queen slit Sarge's throat, and they're working together to follow Sarge's leftover clues to find out where the treasure is hidden. But it turns out that Jack got betrayed by the people inside by the other 3 and was left for dead. So he is dead, and Sarge's Clue Number 1 states that he rigged up in a nearby Red Rocket gas station. He rigged up a bell system to unlock a safe. How do you do it, you ask? Well, simply, you just need to ring it the correct number of times. Like Queenie always says, you gotta have the luck. And the clue is on her cheek. And count the leaves and sing the song. Well, you go over to the Red Rocket and you find a dead queen. You click on it and find out that she killed Jack or whatever, and that she's freaking mad at Sarge. And she also said that Sarge taught them how to play poker, and how each card has an associated value with it. For example, an ace is 1, a jack is 11, and a queen is 12, which is 1 better than Jack, which proves that Queen was good for killing Jack because fuck Jack. Looking back, you'll find a safe, and also the bell, and a little switchboard. Trying to think of the name of it, a little switchboard thing. So, if you click on the switchboard, you have special and perk checks. That's right. If you have 5+ ints, you can hotwire it, getting around the puzzle. Or if you have 1 rank in the hacker perk, you can hotwire it and get around the puzzle. There are special and perk checks in this quest, which I think is amazing. Next, okay, if you look at the tattoo on Queen's face, on her corpse that is, you'll find a 4-leaf clover. So, if you go over to the bell and press it 4 times in rapid succession, the safe will unlock. So, you can either solve it with the puzzle, or you can do whatever. So, if you go along your merry way, you might eventually you'll find Sarge's note number 2, which states that he hid a safe with the next clue in a house to the east, I believe? In a house to the east, inside a red painted house. And for the combination to it, since he's a godly man, he looks to the south, count the rockets that are pinned, the holes in the moon, and the stars beneath. Sounds ominous. So you go to the east, and you get a quest marker where you find the body of Ace in front of a blue painted house. Confusing, I guess this must not be the house Sarge was talking about. Then you find out that Ace was betrayed by his own brother and that he was the one that killed Queen. and that Ace was killed by his brother, Deuce, all for the share of the treasure. Seems like greed runs in favor in these gunner games. So, you start looking around, right? And in the back of the house, behind it, this blue-painted house, you find a red-painted dog house. And if you look in the floor of that, you find a safe. But it requires a combination. Or, if you have locksmith 3 or above, you will be able to unlock the safe without the combination. Again, another perk check. I just love that. So, if you look to the south, you'll see a billboard for a bowling alley. Count the number of pins that have been hit by the bowling ball, 5. Count the number of holes in the bowling ball, 3. Count the number of stars beneath it, 6. And you get a code, 536. That might actually work. So you go back and try it out, and what do you know? It does, and you get Sergeant's Note number 3. This tells you that there's a special weapon inside the safe with the rest of the stash. So, just follow it. So you follow the quest marker to a nearby bus hidden underneath a little freeway area, and you'll find the still living Deuce wielding a gunner who is sort of high level, and the safe, and also some mole rats pop up around there. So you look inside. So you kill Deuce, and you look at it, and also in Sergeant's Note number 3, the clue was line up the cards to get the combination. Deuce has had trouble, and he's thinking maybe he shouldn't have left the notes inside the safes before he locked them back up, since he feels like someone's following him. Well, here's the thing, right? As we learned earlier, in poker, each card has a number associated with it. Deuce actually has the number 2. And in poker, lining up the cards refers to getting them from least value to most value. So, if you look at the 4 notes in your inventory again, you have Gunner Ace, Gunner Deuce, Gunner Jack, and Gunner Queen. So let's input that combo into the safe. Or, if you have Locksmith rank 4, you can break it open that way, which is nice. Again, another perk check. I love that. So, the code would then be 1, 2, 11, 12. And that is the combination for the safe. So that's fun, you know? And by then, once you open it, you'll find some varied ammunition and also an exterminator's solar cannon. Now, and a note from Sarge, and on it you find out this is all the reason why this looks so much like a scavenger hunt. It was. This was the promotion these were the promotion presents for the squad. They simply jumped to conclusions and thought that Sarge was just keeping the loot on no purpose. But no. He said they were the most loyal bunch around and that he wanted to reward them. So they all killed him out of greed and proved that they weren't so loyal after all. Poor Sarge. Poor everyone actually involved. Except Deuce. Deuce is a dick. So, let's talk about some. So you have an advanced receiver and a maximized receiver. What those do is that they'll both increase. Advanced is mid tier. Maximized is end tier, right? They'll increase the ammo capacity, increase the damage, and also increase the amount of. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Oh. They'll increase the damage, increase the ammo capacity, but at the cost of lowering the fire rate. This thing does not fire that quickly. Like, it's not one shot. There's with maximized, there's 24 shots per magazine, but it is pretty slow with the recoil on it. Another thing, right, is the fact that this, it comes with decals and paints. Now, the decal, right, there are a couple of decals available. First off, there's 4 decals, each for the main factions. Then you have an Enclave decal, a Gunner decal, and finally, a whatchamacallit? Ah, yes, a whatchamacallit, of course. Shark decal, you know, like shark teeth, which is fun. Then you also have 4 weapon paints, which is like a base color of the weapon, underneath the decal. You have black, green, forest camo, and desert camo. which are all pretty fun. You then have the various barrels. For example, a long barrel does more damage than the short, a copper barrel does more damage than a non-copper, and a ported barrel, which does more damage than the non-ported barrel. So if you put on the long ported copper barrel, you'll do the most damage with it. So that's fun. You also have a variety of stocks available, which is helpful. And if you look on, it sort of hints at right here, but they have a custom scope modeled that can go on here. There's also a reflex scope if you wish for that, and standard iron sights and glow sights. So a custom scope model that goes on it. It does ballistic and energy damage. So all in all, I would rate it as the poor man's plasma rifle. Like, it runs off of microfusion cells. So if you want to do both ballistic and energy damage, and you want to get the most bang for buck out of your microfusion cells, this is the weapon that I would use. Now, you can also find it in a number of merchants across the Commonwealth. I, for a fact, know that Cricket sells a non-legendary version of the solar cannon, in case you don't want an exterminator's version. Let's look at the Charleston condo. Now, the Charleston condo is right next to the U.S. Constitution. It's a nice little area. Only thing I would criticize about it, it's worth 300 credits, right? And the thing I would criticize is that since it's right next to the U.S. Constitution, like literally across the street, and there is no travel marker directly to it, you just travel to the U.S. Constitutions and you're right at the front door, is that your companions always remark on the boat in the building right across the street, even after you completed the quest. So, there are 4 levels to Charleston Condo. Now, you get a small quest whenever you get there. You try it, the door's locked, you look in a nearby rock, find a note, tells you that the guy with the key went out scavenging. He's right by Huber's Comics, Prost Bar, you know, that area of Boston, so it's a bit of a trek. And once you get the key from this Charlie fellow, you find out that he tore some of the boards off of one of the apartments and found a nearly untouched living area, which he loves, that he is inviting some friends, but I don't think they ever made it. So, you go back to the condo, right? You unlock it, and the first level is like a little cafe area. It's pretty nice, pretty spacey, it has some room to it, you know, it's a nice little area. And then you get up to the second level, and all of this is attached to a quest, by the way. It only ends once you activate the workshop inside the condo. If you can see in this picture here, they show the little workshop storage area, which I think, it doesn't have any workbenches besides the settlement workbench, and it has the same limitations as the home plate little thing. So it's a pseudo-settlement. You can move companions here and stuff, you can attach a supply line, but you're not able to do everything, and you can't move settlers in there. Now, this place, it doesn't have any workbenches or anything, but if you have local leader rank 2, you can build your own, which is nice. And if you clear out some of the junk on the second floor, I can see it being a nice place to store items, you know. Maybe do work on your power armor, your weapons, your regular armor, do some chemistry. Maybe place another workbench, a cooking workbench on the bottom floor or the third floor. So that's the second floor. And on the third floor, you have a nice little living area. Now, what's bigger than just what's shown here, it doesn't show you that behind you, you have like a little desk area, a lot of little junk items everywhere to, you know, make the place look better. Resist your urge to steal them. The place looks a lot worse without all these little things in it to give it life. And also a little kitchen area to your left. Not as big as the one downstairs, but you know, you can put things in there. A bathroom and all of that, a nice little lunchroom. Then on the fourth floor, you have this master bedroom, which looks nice. There's a fuse box on the fourth floor, and there's also one on the second floor. Forgot to mention that. On the workshop floor, there's a fuse box for 100 power. On the fourth floor, there's a fuse box that provides an additional 100 power. So no need to build any generators of any sort. In here, you can... on the fourth floor, you have the master bedroom. You have a bathroom. You have a child's room with a bunk bed, so you can reenact Step Brothers. And you also have some And you also have some storage rooms for ammo if you're playing on survival and you want all your ammo separated. And you know, it weighs some, so you don't want to carry it all around with you. And also, another room that has a bunch of chem coolers. So if you want to sort out your chems and all that, you can do that. You know, it's just a nice little storage area. So yeah, that about sums up for Charlestown condo. Again, it's really nice, and you know, for 300 credits, I feel like it's worth it. There's also a roof up. There's also a ladder that leads up to the roof, so that, you know, there's some patio chairs up there. You can see the view of the river. Also, right next to if you look to your right, you can see the U.S. Constitution and all the robots there. You know, nice kooky entertainment. Now, those were two things that I think are worth it. Now on to the things I think are not worth it. Well, to start off with, you have the cruiser paint job. It doesn't even have any flavor text about it. It just looks exactly like it is for 50 credits or whatever. You have the Rainbow Pip-Boy paint job bundle, right? You have all the colors for 500 credits. So notice, if you own none of the things in this pack, right, you're only saving 50 credits. But if you do own 3 of them, if you had gotten everything before, for example, Chrome, Onyx, and White, which they took out of the Creation Club Reddit store, then you'll be losing. You'll be paying about 100 more than what you would if you buy these individually, if they were available. So yeah, not the best deal, all things considered. For 500 credits, it's not really worth it in my opinion. Then you have the Rainbow Power Armor paint job bundle. So you have Chrome, Onyx, and White that were already in the base game. Together are worth 1,100 credits, right? So this thing costs 800. So if you already own everything, you're breaking it even. I won't say you're getting a good deal, but you're not losing any money, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. So each of these have, you know, their own individual little things. Like, they increase all the different special stats, I believe. You also have, the red increases movement speed with a full set, which is, interesting, I'll admit. And I think that's it. It's the 7 special stats. Energy resistance, rad resist. Chrome does energy. I believe tan gives you rad resistance, which is cool if you want to have a colored item instead of just the base variation red, or the base variation lead lining. And the red gives you movement speed. So yeah, 800, 300, 800, 500, 300, 400. These two are definitely worth it. These two, I do not think so. Like, the only reason I got this right is because yellow T60 means I can finally get my Tesla T60 to match up with the Tesla rifle. And then you also have the Pip-Boy paint job. Alright, this has been AidenMC3, signing off. And that's been my review of the new Creation Club content. Hope that helps.